Time to open a can of whoop ass. Yes! I did it!
10 seconds left.
Well, I'm satisfied. We can quit now.
I'll get to the bell.
No. Don't like bells. And I think the flamethrower is good for the terrifying babies.
He's on the corner.
Whoa. Everybody calm down. I'm just protecting Callbox. Guys? You're not talking.
Weather?
Yeah, this
Yes! Where is Carly? Am I blind? Oh! I found her! A cucumber. Oh! Who looks at a cucumber and is like, you know what? This is very similar to a melon.
This has turned into a melon stream.
It is a melon stream now. I probably should. I should probably not do this. I'm gonna do it. This is glass? Oh my god. Don't look at me. I'm embarrassed. Oh, whoa, 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 oh no. Oh my god, oh my god. Umber, please. Umber, come on. Apparently 1 assist counts more than 4 kills. This game. Oi, oi, let's get in that shit.
Grab your horse! The whale road leads us home.
Open I am protecting my shells from dangerous frog feet. Oh, I don't know what I did. I definitely hit her. Ooh! Well, that was fun. She's down. Now's my chance. Interrogation! Yes. Hunt them. I interrogated. I interrogated.
Banana, you're fighting like invisible people, and then like when you run away, they like appear and die.
Oh no. Maybe logic? Oh, one's on this. Thank you. God.
10 seconds to go. 1 op 4 remaining.
No, that should not have worked. Is this perchance the market? That cow sleeping? Get up, you cow. Good. Yay. If you ever need someone to hide in pure fear, come to Cheese. Sir? Where is my horse? And are you on him? Oh, Mute's cooking now? Oh no. Why is Mute identifying a salmon? He's playing video games. Why? Mute, why are you watering stuff?
One sec. Boy, you
I'm planting.
Friendly Op 4
Oh my
Jesus.
god. Oh, it's opening the window. Tell me if someone drops logic.
I'm making it rain. No! No! He was very confused by our shield strategy. Yoo-hoo! Housekeeping! Nice. They think they can just come through a balcony. No. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Cheese and today we are continuing with Alan's waking nightmare. Let me just fix the background. There we go. Got the cheese up. And I will just launch the game. Keep forgetting it's not on Steam. And apologies for my lateness. I was having dinner. This time it's not my fault, because it was Geralt's time to cook. So I blame him entirely. Am I in focus? I think so. Okay, game is launching. Game is launching. Bilbo's cleaning himself, ready. He's ready for the game. Okay, so we've done episode 1 and 2, and we'll get the recap.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Episode 3. Ransom.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff.
Okay.
Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks?
Why do I have so
Name's
much
Randolph.
dust
I'm
on
the
my
manager.
desk?
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Wow. Well, that was interesting. Oh, wait, a cup.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers. Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Bob, are you enjoying it? Okay.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, She knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Fascinating. Why did he take us to this skip? Or did I get in his way? Who knows? I see the artifacting hasn't stopped.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Creepy.
Hey, this is really good! Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
Creepy.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story.
Oh.
I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter.
My
there.
gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble.
Oh.
And they'd been in there for...
He called the police. Well, yeah.
There was no time to waste.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts.
Randall's waiting.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spillane!
FBI is getting a little bit... It's coming in hot. What they accuse me of doing?
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Back in the woods again.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake! Come on! Take it easy on him!
Get after him! Don't let him get away! Move it! Move it! Move it! I'll have your shot if you let him get away!
Ah, he's so breathless. Oh, something just snatched the police car away.
There he is! Free! Okay, men. Keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here. Keep looking.
Oh, damn.
Man out! Wait! Don't move! I don't get away! Keep an eye out! God damn it! Where did he go? Keep away! Keep an eye out! He's gone! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Really making a big deal about the rights of business. Are we that special?
Come in, Agent Nightingale. This is Sheriff Breaker. Over.
Nightingale, over.
What on earth is going on? My nephew
Do you think that car had something in the boot? Maybe? Oh, nothing. Manuscript page?
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Scary. Really, it wasn't so
This
buggy.
horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
There are random thermals here. Boy, stop with the glitching. Graphics are still low. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just increase graphics anyway.
I've lost contact with most of the men you assigned to me. It's waste doing.
Okay, that immediately made things worse. So I guess low settings it is. Doesn't make a lot of sense though, but.
Wait, are you seriously telling me that geek writer just took out my deputies? Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy?
That's still pretty bad. Good lord. That did not help.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Wow. A lot of people are dying.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. But they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on!
Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler, over. Oh, yeah, I bet it does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Guess that's where I'm going. Always where the light is.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the gold mine.
ロデビージャストレサブスクリビド4 19万図エロー
Hello. How's it going, Rodby? How's life? How are your hobbies? How is school? Wait, are you working? No, I swear you're in university. Did I ask last time? Of course I did. But do I remember what the answer
Unnatural
was?
shadows clung to the
Sort
gate.
of.
The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Ew, what's this? Thank you for the resub, friend.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
It's interesting using light as a weapon. Very eerie.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Flashbangs. It's funny that I said it took me a while to recognize it, because I too was just staring at it.
Come on, guys, talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think
Rodby, did you respond? Am I not getting
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find
the response? Is that a me problem?
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Fascinating. He's very slow. Nice.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Why has Nightingale got his name?
Judas Priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
Dark presence shit, I'm sure. In the woods again.
Yet, even if it kills me, you hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
I wish it was one of those mechanics where it would continue reading once I've, you know, left the scene.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
The darkness controls the taken.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go?
Do I have to jump on a train like a maniac?
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you.
Oh.
Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Ugh, that breathing. It's so creepy. Finders keepers. Fascinating. Is the bridge up here? How do I get there? Or was this actually the way to go? Let's have a look. Almost died from the glitches.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Damn it.
Sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger.
No. I didn't think it actually ruins the bridge.
Some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again. I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Oh, fun.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Hi, Banana. I like how in the narration he was like, this has turned into a horror film. Yeah, I feel the same way, bud. Banana, what do you have planned for your birthday? Anything fun and whimsical? A trip to Austria? That is fun and whimsical. Is this a shared birthday occasion with your Lakin, or does she have something else planned? Hey! a flashbang. Flashbangs are really good. What are you doing in Austria? Okay, only 2 flashbangs. Ah, shit. I thought so. I mean, really, if we're going somewhere, then we do the same thing. Enjoy nature. Yep, that checks out. Leave the corporate life behind and enjoy the
darkness
nature.
surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
So I'm going swimming, eh? Fascinating. Yeah, mountains are freaking cool. Nature generally. I mean, there's such interesting details, you know, details. We removed the bark, or mainly Geralt removed the bark of the planks we had, and some of them, some wood-boring insects had gone into them, a few of them. And you could see where their trail is, where they've bored, and the way that they made a little path and have turned the wooden bark into sawdust, basically. And so you open it and there's just like a little heap of dust, like a heap of sawdust, and that's really cool. Like to think that there's an animal that's what they're doing. They find a tree, they're like, perfect. Then they make a little path for themselves. So interesting. This sure looks suspicious. Good lord! Oh no. No! Not very good at avoiding being mauled by a tractor. I like this new high-powered torch. Very cool. Do I have to jump over there?
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Well, it's nice and bright, that's for sure. These mountains are pretty cool. He has quite a funny run, doesn't he? Like when he's sprinting, his knees go very high. Look at this. He reminds me of Sims. I feel like that's how Sims, like, it reminds me of the robber, the burglar. But rather than being all sneaky and slow, does it at speed. Niche reference, but sure. I'll roll with it. What's this? What a silly sounding car. Why is it so high pitched?
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry.
Hi, Queen. Well. Well, of course not, Queen. I'm a responsible driver. So am I meant to make that jump or what? Whoa. Wait, is this where I came from? Am I lost again? No, the mark is showing me the other way, so...
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it.
Is the goal of this just to make me swap cars for some reason? What a random thing to do. There's so many cars to drive, you know?
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Ooh. You didn't see that. Oh, visitor party. Perfect. I wonder if you know I live in Tokyo. If you see it, then you mean it, then you know we have to go. Fast and Furious. Wow. Mining.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Yeah, that's weird. The FBI agent has it out for me.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Rude. Did I kidnap my wife? I'm a bit confused.
Wake.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
Bilbo's
I
distracted.
want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Whoa! Hello? It's not a good time, this game, to get distracted by a
It was
cat.
close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Good hatch. Good hatch.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
So much revolver ammo. I guess I'm gonna need it. Stressful. The heck? These sentient objects are very weird.
What the hell?
Do I want to know?
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution. You were confused by the game? It's a horror game, like Stephen King-esque story. I'm a writer, I'm trying to find my kidnapped wife, but I don't know if it's a dream or if this is the process of writing something. I'm not saying it's not confusing, but... Well, that's the darkness. I don't like horror games very much. No. Okay, there's too much going on. I think I'll use my flashbang if I can.
thing is, I watched my cousin play Silent Hill 2 or 3 when I was a kid, and I was really scared. But I was like 8 or something. Something stupid where I shouldn't have been watching him play the game. Why do I only have one battery left? I hate the sound of people walking.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing.
Weird.
Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Weird.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
there anything over on this side? Probably not. I have... Oh, okay. I was like, I have 1 ammo? No, that's my flagon.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Whoa. I didn't really know anything about this game before I started playing it, so yeah, it is quite interesting to get into the concept of the writer and everything. Ugh. Well, never mind. I didn't get the first one anyway, so I'm not about to unlock any achievements, that's for sure.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
So this is where I'm meant to go, but is there a house down here? Unless it's just the same way around.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
game is a bit stressful, not gonna lie.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Wow, imagine getting smacked by a car.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
The plan is to save Alice, surely. Car is so mad at me for some reason. Very strange behavior. More? Use my lost flashbang. It's a pretty silly mechanic to have things flying at me like that. I don't know. It's not. It's a very serious game, and that's not very serious at all. But sure, it's the darkness. Ooh, keys.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through,
This is so
wearing
confusing.
the flesh of men as disguise.
I'm pretty confident in my theory,
Zane writes
but
about himself,
we'll see.
his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Oh, hunting rifle or shotgun? I think hunting rifle.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Is this where I meant to go? Because that was
Birds.
such a long episode. Oh, please stop glitching.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
So I'm not allowed this way?
Alice?
Alice?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a...
Okay, I read that. At least I'm rewarded with extra flashbacks. Well, flash somewheres. If I go exploring. Just wish it wasn't so glitchy. Suspicious.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
What does he have against me? No more flashbangs. Flashbangs are the best. Imagine falling into a silver mine. It's a very me thing to do. Oh my god.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
I know, right, Queen? Parkour. Must be a creepy place to work, that's for sure. Are we nearly there yet?
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
What is this about? Honestly, I thought he was just... he was talking about an innuendo with Mjolnir. Imagine the kidnappers just changing location last minute. Very unprofessional. Making me go through some mines. Majestic. Where's my wife? Excuse me. I'm video gaming. Ugh, I need to check who called me. People. Mm. I know, right? Work, am I right? Doesn't you know I'm trying to rescue my wife? Oh my god, birds again. Oh, people from either side. I got stuck with the breathing. Jesus. It's the worst part of this game is that heckin' breathing. More flares, perfect.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already.
Suspicious.
Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
The plot thickens. How many people are looking for me? Sheesh. What did I do wrong? Convenient bridge is convenient. Am I the writer? Huh. I mean, I'm obviously the writer. I just mean that am I both writers? What am I meant to do here? Ah. Across the mountain ruins. This looks like fighting talk to me. That was too much. Maybe I will have the flag on. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try again. No. This is really hard. Don't like it. Whew. Think I got him. Yeah, I didn't think the flare gun needs to wait for the light, but then last time I did it, it kind of just didn't respond the way I thought it would. The floor, okay. Noted, thank you, banana. This is quite the trek. I don't know why a kidnapper would choose to go the long way around, you know? Like, why go all the way to Mirror Peak? It doesn't make sense.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Oh my god. There's so many conflicting theories. Well, I feel like this must be going on in his head.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, leave. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please.
Hi, Queen. Just right in time for the cutscene. Wait. Ah. Wow, that took me heckin' ages.
Oh my, what a wretched life. I was born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from her belly with a Stanley.
Is this the same people who sing the opening to Peaky Blinders?
Who's that yonder hole in flames, dragging behind him a sack of chains? Who's that yonder hole in flames?
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
The truth. Not on episode 4, surely.
Baby, it was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Oh, that was quick.
It's
well,
okay,
that's the truth, I guess.
Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Remember when I punched him in the nose?
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Well, Queen...
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
Yeah, until I run into the woods. Big fan of running into the woods. Well, I don't have time to do an entire episode, but I guess we'll hear the man out.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams.
Oh, sorry.
Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically. I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Lodge.
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter.
Must be the darkness.
This way. Follow me.
Darkness loves a storm.
Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm
obviously
the one
loved his
trying to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve some small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
That's funny.
No kidding.
They made a joke about their own industry. Man. This feels like a stereotype.
You might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My
Of these two.
rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had a, how should I put this, a heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Alright, Queen. I have to do that as well.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense. Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words.
Okay.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no. Sorry,
we have
guys.
a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula, local ingredients, medicine.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Burge.
The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Something's wrong.
Gotcha. The doc's got
I'm
me
not
looking
myself.
after Wake here, but...
It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real.
Oh my god.
I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
The colors of the fall. The mist, a caldera lake. Silence echoes. Loud.
It's the same as last time. He's writing on a typewriter.
The
Hartman
man,
wanted me to write.
naked,
I knew I couldn't,
crawls to the
but I
shore
figured I should just play along
like a
for
birth.
now. It was the only thing I could do
To
with
say that
Nurse
would be a
Birch
lie.
watching me like a hawk.
Nothing like a birth. The opposite. He staggers to his feet. A carcass of a deer lies on the shore, rotting amidst driftwood. The man is afraid, beside himself. Who is he? He doesn't himself know. Dark waves have washed it away. A blank page where this horror story will be written. He remembers darkness, feels the shadow pressing down on him, coming after him. He must get away. He runs to the forest, to a fate worse than death.
Vision 3. Yeah, so I missed one near the start. Because I've seen Vision 2 and 3 now.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Be cool.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't know. Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key of the office wing from Sinclair.
The backstage is
I had to get to
yours,
Hartman's
Tom.
office. He had
Seize
taken
your
all my
destiny.
manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Bert. It's time to pay the piper.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had
Now,
made
Mrs.
at his
Wade,
sessions with his patients.
Can you tell me about
I saw
Alan's
Alice's
problems?
name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe
all the
right.
time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening.
Alright, alright.
He's too deep in his own problem.
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna do your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's...
Oh. Okay, I would have waited if that
These were
would've
all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Find a way out. I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
I'm just gonna die, but I don't know how am I meant to flare them?
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Oh, do they keep doing this for a while and then... Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll... No. What am I meant to do?
Found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al. Oh God! Look at the house, Al.
Hedge maze. How medieval.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, Harold says to go left. Always left. But that was a dead end.
Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around.
Okay, so maybe this maze is right all the way around?
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Okay, 1 second, I just need the message work.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake.
Oh.
Now, it was coming for him.
An octopus?
Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
What? Mastermind Hartman, you say? Oh my god, stop breathing so loud.
The channel, turn it off. We don't want any fighting. It makes me sad. You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm. You get 3 pills in the evening.
How am I meant to fight them? I have nothing.
The channel, turn it off. We don't want any fighting. It makes me sad. get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm. You get 2 pills in the evening. You sleep like a baby.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Oh my god, am I out?
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest.
Okay, I read it much quicker than they say it. Am I good?
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really.
It's a lot of words.
Mott
Guess I
knew
didn't
that
hear
Wake was
this.
smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to...
Why did Mott want me to write a manuscript? Who even was that guy? Sheesh.
Al! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry! I'll find it! Don't worry about it!
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! It's gotta be here! Just hang on, Al! Oh, hey! I found a corner!
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! Gotta be here! Oh, hey! I found a corner!
No! I wanted my flare gun.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! Gotta be here! Oh, hey! I found a corner! I found it! I found it! Ah, no, wait, that's a twig! Here it is! Al, I found the key!
Finally!
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here.
Oh my
It makes
God.
them come
The
true.
works of art.
But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe
everything
you.
It happened to
revolves
Thomas
around
Zane
me.
before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out! Al! God damn it, Al, talk to me!
Well, Alan wasn't driving, Barry was driving, but sure. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day there. I don't know
I had
how
lost
much
my
I've
gun in
done,
the
but
crash.
I gotta go. I started this course, this acting course, so that I can kind of see things from the other side. And I need to learn my lines, but an actress has agreed to help me with it. Oh. So, I gotta go. But thank you to my followers, subscribers, sub-gifters, and bit-givers. Thank you to everybody for popping in and saying hello. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Yes, today's Friday. Queen, why you just land this on me right now? Send photos. Okay. Bye, everyone.